What'll get you more value as a business, a Facebook group or a Facebook page? Well, I get this question quite a lot actually, and the answer depends on two things: who your audience is and what you want to achieve. For example, if your goal is to get traffic or brand awareness or build a community or even generate leads for sales. And it also depends on a third factor, and that is the amount of time you're willing to invest in it. So today we'll go over the major pros and cons of having a Facebook group versus having a Facebook page. And so after watching this video, you'll be fully equipped to make the decision of which one is right for you and your business. And in the end of this video, I'll throw in some practical tips for how you can increase your organic reach on Facebook so more people actually see your posts, even if you don't want to spend money on ads. So stay tuned. Hi and welcome. This is Copywriting with Caroline, the channel for tips on how to attract your audience and convert them into loyal paying customers. I'm Caroline and I've been a copywriter and marketing consultant for over a decade, and today we'll talk about the differences between a Facebook page and a Facebook group and how each can be used to attract your audience. So let's begin with Facebook groups. This is a great place to create communities because a Facebook group isn't just a place to engage with your audience can engage with each other. And especially since the pandemic started, we've really seen a surge in how people crave social communities they can take part in from home. And Facebook groups is really a great place to do that. And even though the pandemic is starting to temper off, it's become sort of a habit now for people to participate in communities online. So it's still a really good idea to have a group. And so it's also a great way to create loyalty because once you have your audience as a member inside your group, it's a lot easier to connect with them on a regular basis. So we know for a fact that customer retention is a lot higher when the customer feels a sort of personal connection with the business and there is a community around the product, because it creates a sense of belonging, sort of a sense of a tribe. So a group with a community is a good way to not only gain customers, but to make sure they stay customers through nurturing that tribe they get to be part of. We also know that the cost of gaining new customers are much higher than keeping the ones you already have. So using groups as a customer retention strategy is not a bad way to invest your time. So you can use your community to host live sessions and challenges that's only accessible for your group members, and that again is a great way to build that sense of community and loyalty. You can also post pretty much any type of content in Facebook groups, like videos or articles or live streams or pictures or even infographics, but especially live streams and events really create engagement because unlike those other types of content, on live streams your audience can post a question directly to you in real time, so they can sort of have a direct one-to-one connection with you, and that is really great for customer retention. So if you want to host live sessions in your Facebook group, I suggest that you market it like a real event. So you create an invitation and then you invite every one of your group members, and you can also do like a little cross-channel marketing where you send an invite to your email list, and that way you'll be motivating those people on your email list that aren't members of your Facebook group to become members. See how that works? And then on the days and hours leading up to the live session, you'll send out these little reminders and tell them all the amazing things that you'll go over in the live so that you'll motivate them to show up, and also send out little reminders, because then people write it in their calendar and then live happens and they forget. So it's really a good idea to sort of send out a reminder right before you go live. One thing you have to be mindful of is that running a Facebook group does take a lot of time, because if the group is to become a thriving community with members that actually show up and participate, then you need to invest time to write engaging posts like questions and tips that inspires your members to be active, and you also need to take time to respond to those comments. Now, I want to make a really quick note about demographics on Facebook, and this goes for both groups and pages. So younger people aren't as active on Facebook, so if you're trying to reach 18-year-olds, then you might want to try TikTok. But if you want to reach millennials or Gen X or even baby boomers, then go for it, because these age groups are really active on Facebook. And yes, there has been a lot of talk lately about how people are leaving Facebook, but at least for now, there is still a huge amount of active daily users on the platform, even compared to other types of social media. So if you want to put your time here, then it's absolutely worth the effort. Okay, so let's talk about Facebook pages. So if you're thinking of engaging with your audience organically through a Facebook page, then you'll honestly have a hard time because the Facebook algorithm makes the organic reach through pages really hard, as you're probably already aware. So if you're on there to engage with your audience, then I'll advise you to focus on your group. However, Facebook pages are good for two things, mainly creating ads and as a sort of social media storefront window where people can check out your business. So if you want to create Facebook ads, you have to have a Facebook page because it's simply not possible to set up an ad inside Ads Manager without a page. So that's one reason to have a page. And then there's the second thing, which is to have your page as a place where visitors can get an impression of your business, sort of like a website, but for social media. You can use your page to link to blog posts and freebies and other types of content that you have on your website, and that way you can gain some extra free traffic. Just remember that the organic reach on pages is really low. So unless you're prepared to spend money on advertising your content, then don't expect a huge impact on your website traffic coming through from your page. However, there are a few things you can do to make sure you get as much reach as possible without spending money on boosting or advertising your Facebook posts. And it all has to do with making sure your content is engaging. As you probably know, the Facebook algorithm rewards the type of content that people react to by pushing it out to more people's feeds. So if the algorithm picks up that many of your followers engage with your posts, then the algorithm thinks, this content must be interesting, so I'll push it out to some more people. While if you post non-engaging content, then you're sort of shooting yourself in the foot because the algorithm remembers that for the next time and will actually decrease your reach. So only post when you have something really engaging to say. So you teach the algorithm that people are into your content and will push it out so your reach is increased. So what can you do to increase engagement on your posts? Well, you want to make sure that you inspire some kind of action, meaning likes, shares, and comments. A great way to do this is to ask questions. So people like to share their opinion and their experiences, so just ask away and make sure it's relevant though. Like, don't ask questions just for the sake of asking questions. So let's say, for example, you have a travel page, then you could ask things like where the next travel destination is, or ask them to post their best vacation picture, or share a story about the weirdest thing that's ever happened to them while they were abroad. Another thing you can do is to optimize the format. So video by far outranks images and texts when it comes to engagement. So it appears people just want to watch video more than they want to read a post, which kind of makes sense because it does take more cognitive effort to read a post than it does to watch a video. So if it makes sense to put your content in video form, do it. And if you need to put your content in writing just because it makes sense for the type of message you're delivering, then try to combine it with a video, or at least use a really nice engaging photo with people in it to increase engagement and attention. Also, and this one might seem kind of obvious, but many page owners still forget it, so I'll mention it anyways, and that is to remember to reply to the comments from your followers. Now, not only is it the polite thing to do, but it actually helps increase your reach and it makes the algorithm happy, because when you reply to a comment, the person who wrote the comment will be notified, and that will likely prompt your follower to come back to your page and read your reply, and then maybe even engage some more, either right then, or they'll just be encouraged to comment on more of your future posts. Remember, it's really not that different from real life. We'd rather talk to people who talk back to us, right? And if we remember someone who didn't answer us back, then it's unlikely we'll want to try and talk to them in the future. So same social rules apply on Facebook. So remember to reply back when people comment, and you'll increase the likelihood that they'll become loyal fans and they'll come back and engage with you some more another time, which in turn will increase your organic reach. All right, whether you want to create a Facebook group or a page, or maybe even both, the tricky part is about creating content that is engaging enough to stand out from all the other content on the platform and have your audience come back for more. So if you want some ideas for thumb-stopping content, then check out this video where I'll give you 5 types of social media posts that are sure winners. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.